Gentlemen, you don't have enough talent to win on talent alone.
Hello, and welcome to the Town Alone Podcast, the podcast brought to you by The Wheel. I am your host, Adam Hess, and with me, as always, he voted sentimental value for Picture of the Year, despite never having seen it. It's Mike Regan. Mike, how are you doing today?
Doing great, Adam. Doing so good.
It smells like good coffee over here. It's a rare day. Mike, you know what I'm realizing right now? I do not feel stuffed up. We might be in a rare day where I'm not going to end the podcast sounding like I'm
all
Urkel.
stuffed up and sneezy?
Yeah.
Have you seen your cat lately? Is she still in the apartment?
Last time I saw her, she had a backpack and was hitchhiking down the road after turning large and green. You think that means anything?
Oh.
I like how in the old Hulk show, they just went, how are we going to make him look big like the Hulk? And they just went, Lou Ferrigno? Like, yeah, that'll do it. Let's just paint Lou Ferrigno green. The past was better, goddammit. Back then, we didn't have your CGI Mark Ruffalo's who were gay.
Yeah.
It was just Lou Ferrigno
big guys.
painted green.
Just big boys.
That's what Game of Thrones did, right? They just kept recasting the Mountain as different bodybuilders or powerlifters.
Yep. Because I saw that show. I watched it. Now I saw the last episode.
I have seen one season of that show. I've read all the books twice, and I still can't bring myself to call it A Song of Ice and Fire. Game of Thrones is just the first book. The series is called A Song of Ice and Fire.
I only saw like a chunk of like the end because I think you were watching it at the apartment.
Yeah, I was watching it at the apartment when we lived together.
And I just got mad because they killed the hot blonde girl.
She's in other stuff, I think. I'm sure. When's the last time we saw Emilia Clarke in anything?
I thought that was a documentary. She didn't really die.
No. You know, I was telling all these people, like, there used to be dragons and magical trees.
There were dragons everywhere. Sorry. I'm actually, like, I'm working on that.
Westeros.
I told myself, like, I'm not going to do Trump impressions as often because he's, like, I have my opinions of him and they've gotten so low that I'm like, maybe I don't just, like, constantly make a joke out of him.
Yeah, it does kind of soften him a little bit.
Right. It's just really hard not to. I mean, yeah, it's not like, Bill Cosby. We can all, do a little Bill Cosby. No, I'm just kidding.
What? Bill Cosby is such a weird pull because I just saw a movie where there is a Bill Cosby joke.
Oh, yeah. It's about pudding pops.
I think those are the first two Bill Cosby jokes that have been made in 15 years. Talk about a guy that, like, think about, like, we still make, like, Harvey Weinstein jokes out of stuff, right? Bill Cosby, it's like, you didn't even mention him.
Yeah, but you can't do a Harvey Weinstein impression without coming across anti-Semitic.
Yeah, you just have to win a bunch of Oscars. That's my impression of Harvey Weinstein. Hollywood, we gotta give the Oscar to one battle after another because it really speaks to us. You fuckers gave so many Oscars to Harvey Weinstein and Roman Polanski.
Ooh, I like this Kevin Smith kid. Clerks seems like a great movie. I'm gonna bankroll him.
It's Miramax made Clerks.
Oh yeah, there'd be like no. I mean, I'm not gonna say there'd be no, but like that's who picked up Clerks and kind of launched the whole View Askew universe.
Huh. I don't think I knew that was Harvey Weinstein. I associate Harvey Weinstein with, like, R-rated Oscar winners.
That's like how the Weinsteins cut their teeth and, like, made their name. It's because they were just picking up a lot of, like, indie films and low-budget films that were turning out they were crushing it.
Yeah, that was...
My God, he's a genius.
That was, like I said, their whole thing was Miramax, which was, like, the R-rated wing of Disney for a while.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. You'll never believe the tabs on the side of Harvey Weinstein's Wikipedia page. Okay, here's what I want to do. I wanted to find. So he has won. Jesus Christ, he has so many awards. I was trying to see how many Oscars he has, but my God, this man has won a lot of Emmys.
Really, Emmys? I know.
Yeah. The English Patient, Shakespeare in Love, Chicago, The King's Speech, and The Artist are 5 of his Best Picture winners alone.
I'm so mad. Chicago came here, like the musical. I really wanted to go, but then I looked up tickets like a good chunk of time in advance, and they were like a little pricey. So I was like, I'll wait till it gets closer, see if they come down some. And then today I was like, oh shit.
Were you gonna just go alone? You're just gonna solo
Nah,
a play?
I was gonna find someone to go with, drag someone, my family with me probably.
Yeah. Your family doesn't strike me as a big musical theater family, which makes it all the weirder that you love musicals.
I do love musicals. I'm the black sheep in my family. What can I say?
Yeah. I don't know where that comes from. Anyways, Mike. Contrary to popular belief, we are not a tangent podcast. In fact, I tried to make a spin-off podcast called Cotan for the tangents we always get on, and we don't upload to that podcast anymore.
Got canceled.
It got canceled, just like Harvey Weinstein.
Mm-hmm.
Cancel culture run amok. Harvey Weinstein canceled.
Cotangent canceled. Disgusting.
But we are a football podcast on this feed. This is the Town Alone podcast. Podcast brought to you by The Wheel. I'm your host, Adam. Oh, sorry, I got stuck in a time loop there for a second. Mike, you're a little fucking combine gremlin. A little freak for the combine. In fact, you were texting me all weekend about the combine. So I want to get the Mike Regan combine report. Give me the TLDR. What did we miss that we needed to know about the combine when it happened?
Well, Rich Eisen was there, and I've never heard someone call an event like Rich Eisen's tone the entire 4 days was very like, here we go, we're calling the combine, fucking nerds are watching this shit, act like it's important. It was very just like, I don't know, it was very like the kid in school who was trying not to take something too seriously because he wanted to be cool. That was the tone he had like all 4 days.
I think that's similarly how I would feel if they had me call the combine. But I feel like if you're Rich Eisen and they go, hey, we want you to travel out and call the combine, you can go. I don't think I'm the right person for that. And they would still be like, all right, Mr. Eisen, anyways, enjoy your millions of dollars to be on the whatever studio show.
I mean, he's the combine guy for them. He's like the big name who always does it. Plus he runs that 40 for charity.
Oh, does he? I don't know any of this.
Oh, you know, that's a yearly thing. He runs a 40-yard dash for charity.
You might find this hard to believe. I've never watched the combine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 40 yards of orphans.
Right. Laying down flat.
Knocked them all down. Yeah.
Oh.
yeah. He has to jump them all. The most he's made is 2.
Like he's evil Knievel.
The third one always takes a foot right to the gut. But it's inspirational. Charity work. Yeah, so combine was combined. First thing, well, I guess we'll go ahead and just say this first because it's the drill that gets the most talk, even though it's kind of an overrated drill, and that's the 40-yard dash.
3 count? Talking 3 count?
Yeah.
Talking 3 count god JJ McCarthy?
The 40 yards like the one thing at the combine that everybody can immediately see, like, oh yeah, so and so ran a whatever 40. Even though really when you think about it, you want to look at a lot of positions. You want to look at their 10-yard. Me personally, I'm more concerned about breakaway speed, running technique. But anyway, the winner of the fastest 40 of the weekend was Brennan Thompson in Mississippi State, run a 4.26.
And what's his height and weight?
Brennan Thompson is not the biggest dude, if I recall correctly. Yeah.
I always want to see that size.
Polar opposite of biggest dude. He's 5'9", 164. I'm
seeing here 170 on his Wikipedia page, so he's gained 6 pounds.
Oh, Wikipedia. This is on the NFL Combine page that they got 5'9", 164. So I guess he must have drank some Miralax or something before the Combine dropped 6 pounds.
That's the second Miralax joke I've seen in the last week, too. What's with these jokes?
That's right. Funny stuff, though. But interestingly enough, and this kind of like, just to throw this out there real quick, goes back to what I was condescendingly saying about the 10-yard split. Fastest 40, not the fastest 10-yard. What does that tell me? Slow out of the gate. All right. Where's his hustle? Where's his jam? Where's his burst coming off the line? That actually went to Cincinnati's Jeff Caldwell, who had a 1.48 in the 10-yard split. Very, very impressive. In general, where I'm going with all this 40 and 10-yard split talk is this draft class, they're fast. They like to go fast. The quarterbacks ruined it, and I'm not sure what the O-line did because if there was any position I was ignoring the 40 on, it's offensive line.
Real quick, what's can you give me Brennan. Who was it? The fastest guy. I already lost his last name.
Brandon Thompson.
Yeah. What was his time again?
He ran a 4.26.
Okay.
Did not
so
beat
I'm,
Worthy. I believe Worthy still holds the record at 4.21.
I'm doing the size speed score for him, which I think is a better way to look at this. So he's a 99.59 size speed score, which is the weight times 200 divided by your 40 time to the fourth power, which is a Bill Barnwell calculation from Pro Football Perspective. Okay. It gives you an idea. It basically gives it a score so you know, like, relative how bigger guys compare to smaller guys.
Gotcha. I just like that you were basically like, oh, we're talking combine. How do I make it more nerdy?
How do I
throw in a formula?
I'm worried there's not enough math involved in this.
Yeah. But yes, to confirm myself, Worthy does still hold the record at 4.21.
Who else stood out on the 40 to you? Who else stood out on the 40?
What'd you say?
Who else stood out on the 40 for you?
On the 40 for me?
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of fast times. Most of them obviously went to DBs and wide receivers. Ran the fastest.
What was like an impressive like defensive line or defensive back? Because I think that's illustrative of the difference in what the 40 is.
I said defensive back. I said wide receiver is a defensive back.
Sorry, meant linebacker. Linebacker. So defensive back.
Linebacker.
Bigger dude. Big tough guy. Big tough guy.
Best defensive back was Lorenzo Styles, ran a 4.27 out of the Ohio State University, and his brother Sonny. That's a shoot. Sonny Styles from the Ohio State University ran a 4.46.
Sonny Styles might be a top 10 pick, dude. I know who Sonny Styles is.
Yeah, he has really. He's definitely gonna be the first true linebacker off the board because he's an actual linebacker. Like
unlike some people.
Like Arvell Reese is
from the Ohio State University.
The Ohio State University once again. He's gonna come into the league and they're gonna play him as an edge. He's gonna be an OLB, but really not even OLB. He's going to be an edge rusher. That's what he's going to do. So he's really not even a linebacker, in my opinion. Same thing with like David Bailey is in the draft considered an edge. Technically, on like you look at the roster, it says like he's not a linebacker. All right, but if Sonny Styles has been shooting up draft boards.
I want to put out this comparison just once again, make the case for why math is fun. With Brennan Thompson, 99 size speed score. Sonny Styles, 123.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So that's why. Like, bigger guys are going to run slower because, fucking gravity and wind resistance and shit.
Yeah.
But you need, like, some kind of score to, like, even the playing field to be like, who's actually fast?
Yeah.
And who's just Sonny a small liar?
Hands down, the most athletic linebacker that jumped off the page, which it's always fun to see the guy who's already on big boards at the top then come into the combine and shred the combine because then you're just like, oh no, that dude really is the best guy at the position. Like,
I will say, so my concern with someone like Sonny Styles surging after the combine is that we're double counting, right?
No, he was surging before the combine.
Right, but like any kind of bump that a player comes in where we're like, oh, this guy's athletic. Then he goes to the combine and tests athletically, and then he bumps up draft boards. It's like that's double counting. You already accounted for him being athletic. That's why he's up high on these draft boards.
Well, I guess I should clarify. He's surging in the sense of like even before, like throughout the CFB season and everything, he was considered one of, if not the top, like best true like linebackers. But he's been surging in the sense that like because that inside linebacker position has become considered less valuable compared to others over the years, it doesn't get drafted as high. But he's been moving up those boards as to how high he could be drafted. Just wanted to clarify what I meant by surging. And we got off on that tangent. I think you asked me who else did well in the 40, and then you said, "Shut up! I just want to know defensive back." I think is that how we got there?
Well, I didn't want to know defensive back. I wanted to know defensive line or linebacker to prove my point on size speed score.
Oh, that's right, linebacker. Okay, yeah. Defensive tackle was Zane Durant, who first group to go was that D line group. Zane Durant out of Penn State showed off that he has an allure of being very athletic, but he's 6'1", 290, so he is in like that extremely weird gray area of like you're not big enough to really play inside in the NFL.
No,
you're kind of fat to play too far outside. What do I do with you?
Yeah, he would. I guess like he would basically could only play between the tackle and the guard, right?
Yeah, pretty much. You're playing him in kind of like that traditional defensive end spot, and seeing how that goes. But to keep in the same position,
Well, what did he run, Mike?
oh, sorry, he ran a 4.75.
Let's see what his size speed score is.
There
113.
you go.
Ooh, not as good as Sonny Styles. Not as good as Sonny Styles.
Really? That's not. He's 6'1", 290, and that's not as good as Sonny Styles.
Yeah, not as good as Sonny
Wow.
Styles.
Interesting. But that D line was the first group to go, and the guy who I texted you about him. The guy who impressed me the most was Lee Hunter at Texas Tech. I don't get it.
What did he run?
I don't. Okay, his 40 was the second slowest amongst defensive tackles. He ran a 5.18. Now he, on the other hand, is 6'3.5".
5.18.
He's 6'3.5" and 318 pounds.
Let's look at his size speed score. What do you think, Mike?
And
What's your guess?
Let's say I'm gonna say 80, 83. No,
So you're saying it's going to be
87.
worse. You're going to go 87. 87, final answer.
90. No, 90. 90 final answer. 90.
90, final answer. Okay.
Mhm.
88. You
Ah,
jumped further away. You were so close,
Yeah,
and then
I
you
jumped
jumped
a little
further
too
away.
far.
Yeah, you jumped
But
far.
his 10-yard split was 179, which is you kind of want to be at that 1.8 range for 10-yard splits as a defensive tackle. So
To be honest with
it
you,
was actually good.
I don't know how to account for that in the size speed score calculations, so I don't know why you're telling me about his
Okay,
10-yard split. Yeah.
And also people like that. That's like in a lot of draft profiles of him. They're like, not like the not the best athlete, not the best athlete. He's a 318-pound defensive tackle. I'm not looking for the best fucking athlete, dude.
8 foot 4 inch broad jump.
Is that good?
That seems pretty good.
That
You
seems
think
pretty
you
good.
could?
I can't
you think
jump
you
that
could
far.
jump forward 8 feet?
No, and I weigh like way less than that, man.
Yeah, you weigh like probably what 130 pounds less than that.
Yeah, that sounds solid. I'll take that.
Let's get
math real
100. Let's get 130 pounds on you right now. In fact, I'll even do 90. We'll just put 2 plates on you, one on each side, and let's see if you can jump 8 feet broad jump.
I thought you were saying I had to go put on 90 pounds. I was like, I can try.
Just start slamming creatine, brother, by the fistful,
Once they
snorting it. Roll up a $1 bill.
actually,
Snort the creatine. Goes right into your bloodstream. Why are you trying to power past the joke part, Mike? No one cares about the combine except for you.
so no, I gotta speak on Lee Hunter because this dude's a dog, and he should be considered the best defensive tackle, if maybe number 2 if you want to get, talk about your.
May I
Caden
correct one
McDonald's,
thing about what you just said?
Caleb Banks of the world? What?
He is in fact not a dog. He is a Red Raider. He did not play for Georgia.
That's true. He is a Red Raider, which means he probably got a good amount of that oil money from Cody Campbell.
I just don't imagine like a guy walking through Texas Tech wearing like the 10-gallon hat with like a white jacket, 3-piece leisure suit with a giant ass cigar, just handing out stacks of thousands of dollars to the players, be like, "Go win, son."
Oh yes, sir. You're a big one now, son.
Foghorn Leghorn, is that you? I say you a big defensive lineman, son.
I guess in my head, that's how he talks, but visually, I do kind of picture him a little more like John Candy, Leo's character from Django. Anyway, he like one note I put down by him, which shows you how like his 40 was not fast, but I'm watching him run. I'm like, that's good form. That's a good stride. All right,
It's like it's always sunny. It's always sunny.
Yeah.
He's the perfect human stride.
When Dennis zones out, he's like, look at that, it's perfect. But they got done with that, and they get on the field for the drills, the wave drill, running club, etc. And he's just like his footwork was really good. His change of direction looked off the charts to me. Like I'm all in on Lee Hunter. I think this dude is going to be the best defensive tackle. A lot of people at the top of their boards have like Caden McDonald is a big name from Ohio State. He had a solid combine. The thing about him, at first I was like, I'm not super impressed, but then as like the reps and everything kept going on, I was like, oh no, it's not that I'm not impressed. This dude just looks like he's on autopilot. He had top prospect autopilot vibes going, right?
Yeah.
Where he's like, I just have to not do terrible here and everything's fine. That's kind of the vibe I got from him.
Why even
I
test
don't know him
then?
personally, so I don't know if that's what he was thinking, but I
Why
wasn't
test? Why not
overly
just go
impressed by him.
Why not just go get your arms and hands measured, go get your medicals done, talk to teams, and go?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why even test?
I'm not sure.
This world's so
I
fucking
wanted to
fucked up, man.
see I wanted to see more Caleb Banks, but he ran the 40 and then he was done for the day because he apparently his cleats were irritating him. But he literally only played 3 games last year due to an injury, a foot injury. So
Yikes. Also ran a
Understandable.
5:04:40.
yeah, it's faster than my boy Lee Hunter. Sadly.
Hold on. Let's see. 327, 5:04. What's his side speed score going to be, Mike? What are you thinking? What's the score? Give me a number.
Lordy.
Mike?
Oh,
What, did you just deactivate?
so no, I was looking down at some of my combine notes and was like,
Did you go into
formulating my
low
next
power
thought.
mode?
I was like, I'm gonna formulate my next thought while he's talking. That way, I look prepared and good at this. And then, 6'6", 327 for Caleb Banks. His size speed score is probably running a 5.04, 87.
87?
No,
you're
because
saying
he's
low-
bigger. He's bigger than Lee Hunter, who we just went through. So I'm gonna say 92.
Bigger and faster.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say 97.
101.
Damn. See,
Yeah.
I really like Caleb Banks. Like even like from what he did at Florida before he got hurt, even in the three games he came back for at the end of last year, you were like, this dude's a fucking guy. So I'm a big Caleb's Bank guy. So
Caleb's Bank. That's his plural. If there's multiple of them,
Yeah.
it's like attorneys general.
Caleb's Banks.
Here's what I like. First off, with these two defensive line prospects you've talked about here, great defensive line names.
Oh, Lee Hunter, Caleb Banks.
Like, can't you see, like, especially with you being impressed with Lee Hunter's change of direction and get off speed?
Yeah.
Like, can't you see him
Right.
like penetrating through the line, catching
yeah.
a running back who's trying to cut outside, and he's like, he hunted him down. I guess for some
Yeah.
reason Gus Johnson is on the NFL call. But then the other one is Caleb Banks, dude. Super easy one that's a reference for a very thin window in our age range. Agent Caleb Banks.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
There you go.
there you go.
But I got a lot of notes on the D line that I took down, but I won't go through all of them because this is supposed to be a TLDR. But so I'll move on. But I will say, another thing that stood out for me with defensive linemen when kind of looking at them were some of the guys who really crushed the run and club drill. I love this drill. You know this drill, Adam?
Nope.
It's where they got a bunch of little like how do I describe them? You know those little like dummies.
Can I undercut you for just a second? Just one
All you
second.
do is undercut me, but go ahead.
I know, that's all I do. I appreciate you trying to explain it. We went through this before on the stream with the hoop drill. If you want to know what the run and club drill is,
Google it.
Google it.
But real quick, just for people who don't have Google, and they're
I was trying to get past this. I was just trying to get onto you talking about it.
it's just like it's like those dummies. They're kind of like pylon, like big. They have like the round bottoms and they weeble and wobble. You know, it's the big thing. Anyway, you go through them and you do different moves. You know, you kind of like smack the shit out of one. You kind of do a spin move on the other. You do a swim move on the other, and like that. And
Lee
Hunter crushed that.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
You neg one.
You neg
go.
one.
Huh.
Yeah, exactly.
You
that
dress
riz
is
the other one up.
Yeah, you're like, that dress is gonna look really good on you when you lose a little bit of weight.
Yeah, exactly. One of the best parts of day one of the combine was they're running that drill. Oh, no, it was a drill before that where there's just like a couple of those set up, and there's like 2 or 3, and the dudes will just run down the line and smack the shit out of these things and run on. And there's this great shot of one of the people working out the combine. He's like crouched down holding this dummy or this bag, whatever you want to call it. And the dude just got rocked and dropped during rep of one of these guys. So, but yeah, Lee Hunter did good at that running club drill. Keenan Allen did well out of Alabama.
Wait, what?
What? Oh, sorry, Tim Keenan. Tim Keenan.
Oh my god, I was like, there's another Keenan Allen coming into the league.
No, Tim Keenan the third. He did well at that drill, but he really struggled with everything else, which was unfortunate. Because I was hoping to see something good from him. But enough with these fat people on the defensive line. Everybody's crazy about this edge rushing class. And I think they might be right. It's pretty good.
You and I were talking about this over text, that it seems like a lot of teams are either moving or cutting their upper tier edge rushers. And I think that might be a sign that they're really in on this pass rushing class. Now, I'll say, may May I offer an adage that I live by when it comes to pass rushers?
Go for it.
If you are not both a freak athlete and productive, I do not want to draft you as an edge rusher.
So I am on that. I agree with that. I know last year in the pre-draft process, or when the draft happened, I tried to make the case for Shamar Stewart.
Yes.
Just to be contrarian and push back against you. I was like, I'm gonna try, but you were right. He was dog shit this year. He got into a contract dispute, and eventually they settled just for him to be terrible. And it's like, maybe you should have looked at the fact that he had played 3 years of college and had 3 or 4 sacks. So
he
I
had
do
less
agree with
sacks
that.
in his 3 years of college than noted draft bust Chase Young had his rookie year.
Yeah, I wouldn't call. Okay, Chase Young was a draft bust based on where he was drafted. So yes, that meets the definition of draft bust. Anyway, also but what you were saying, it goes right to, and this is a little bit of NFL news, was last week that trade where the Jets pick up Tavondre Sweat for Jermaine Johnson. One thing, Jermaine Johnson's not good anymore. He had one great year and has been bad ever since. But they picked up a great interior defensive player, a young great interior defensive player, and now they have this roster spot open, and they're picking super early in the draft, and they could get a stud edge rusher. It's like you're saying. I think there's teams who are thinking I'll hit that in the draft. I'm not worried about figuring that out.
Yeah.
In free agency, and it showed through at the combine, because there's a lot of freak athletes, a lot of dudes of production. Obviously David Bailey, big name. You familiar with this guy? I'm familiar with the David Bailey.
I'm familiar with David Bailey's. Yeah. You wanna tell me his 40 time?
Oh wait, I have to. Well, actually, I have it jotted down here. He ran a 4.5.
4.5 at 251. What's the side speed score, Mike?
Where the fuck is he? Oh, I'm looking at 10-yard split. I'm like, why is David Bailey not coming up? I'm so confused. Okay, they did properly categorize him as an edge and not a linebacker. Yep, 4.5.
4.5 flat.
Yeah, 4.5 flat. And I got 6'4", 251 here. So I'm gonna say his size speed score is a solid 85.
So at 251, 4.5 40, you're saying 85.
92. Yes, final answer. 92.
122.
Dear God. Yeah.
That's on par with Sonny Styles.
Yeah. And he's one of those dudes who we just said his size 6 times, 6'4", 251. There you go, 7 times. He's lanky.
Wait, what? How big is he?
6'4", 251. 8 times now. Good arm length, since that's very important these days. Good arm length, 33 and 3/4. But you can see it. The dude's an athlete. He can get after the pass rusher, or get after the passer. I'm sorry. And he is the new valued position in the NFL over the last I'd probably say the last 5 years. This has taken over those guys who it's he's way too small to play inside as a defensive end. It's yeah, but we're gonna bump him outside a little bit, and we're just gonna gun him at the fucking quarterback.
Yeah, the
Byron Young.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
or Jared Verse. I can't remember which one they play outside there more, but
they play Jared Verse outside a little bit more. But who's who's the guy on Philly that I'm trying to think of? They just drafted him last year. Jihad Campbell.
Oh yes, exactly. That's great. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, Jihad Campbell, like that. Yeah, and so he showed out. He's great. We'll see where he goes in the draft, because there's been a lot of talk, obviously, now about Ruben Bain. His arms are a little short. Bain was there, obviously, because a lot of guys who don't even participate in the on-field stuff will still go there and do their interviews and get asked those weird questions that leak later, where it's one scout asked so-and-so, when you're in the showers, you ever look down at the other players? The weird shit that you hear about, those weird fucking questions.
Right.
So he was there, but he obviously didn't participate. But that's the thing now. We're now there's so much time between end of season and the draft that people overthink things, that they're Those Ruben Bain arms are kind of short. Yeah, he
I mean,
embarrassed every
you say kind
offensive
of
line
short.
he faced. But
Listen, this is
they're,
one of those
they're
great
among the
times.
shortest.
They are as short as Bryce Young's.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, Bryce Young, he hasn't got a swim
I
move
cannot tell
like
you
Ruben Bain.
how much I hope the Jets or Dolphins draft him, and we get Will Campbell against Ruben Bain.
Oh yeah, yeah. I sent you the picture of the two
Yeah.
T-Rexes fighting.
The
That's
two
what it's gonna
T-Rexes
be.
fighting.
It's gonna be great. Another guy who has the short arm stigma but balled out was Chase
Claypool.
Yeah, Chase Howell. Yeah, I don't know why my brain broke. Or no, Cassius Howell. I was like, his name's not Chase.
It has the
That's
same
why
letters.
Fun fact, people. Even though you think you're smart and you know everything, in your notes, sometime put first and last names. Don't put last names and think in the moment you'll remember exactly what you're about to say. But yeah, Cassius Howell also had a great combine, but he's another one who's like, arms are a little short. Gotta watch out. His arms are, since I know you're about to bring it up and be like size speed to arm score or whatever, very short. I think they're actually shorter than Baines. He's only 30 and 1/4.
30 and 1/4. Jesus. Well, oh yeah, because Baines was like 30 and
like,
what 7/8 or something.
31, right? Yeah, he was like just shy of 31.
Just shy of 31. Listen, we can't spend all day talking about 40 times for these people. I want to jump and talk about.
I didn't
some
say
other
it's 40 time.
Okay, I was pulling up someone else's 40 time.
I just said that Cassius Howell is another guy with the short arm stigma who.
I was pulling up someone else's 40 time, which is why I said that out loud.
I didn't say 40. All right, so I'll just wrap up talking about this real quick and to say that the idea that this is a deep edge rusher class does check out, not only on the backs of looking at the game tape and what they did during the season and the talent on hand. A lot of them also came into the combine and just crushed it in the drills, in the measurements. Obviously not Hal and his T-Rex arms, but still they did very well. One name I'm going to throw out here that really impressed me. Well, there's a few I could throw out, but I do want to give a shout out to University of Central Florida's Malachi Lawrence. This dude could be a beast in the making.
Okay.
He is big, and he's a lengthy motherfucker. He got tree trunks for thighs.
What college did you say?
University of Central Florida, UCF.
Let's see. Is there a UCF and just a CF? Okay, Malachi Lawrence. Ready for me to throw another stat at you here?
Yeah.
Relative athletic score, 990, which is on a scale up to 10.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, he's a freak athlete, some would say.
Yeah, by the NFL score rankings on their website, the athleticism score, he was first in the defensive end edge rusher class. So he had a name to watch out for. But fine, you want to talk about that? We can move on. We'll talk about something else. Now, it was supposed to be TLDR, and right now we're in the dear God, I'm skipping through the section on my podcast app.
Can we talk about the tops and bottoms athletically? I made that real have a heated rivalry spin to it. Let's talk about the most athletic and least athletic people, or how that affected your thoughts on them.
Oh, I mean, I didn't really. I have a habit of putting more time into looking at the people. I'm a positive person, so I try to like these guys stood out. I don't so as much look at like the negatives. I will say, and this is an interesting thing. So Carnell Tate, who's like the consensus number one wide receiver on everybody's boards at this point, that gives us a chance. We'll segue over to the offensive side of the ball, talk a little wide receiver. Came out and ran a 4.57. A little slow. I was expecting somewhere in the mid 4.4s.
All right, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this much longer. How much does he weigh?
God damn it. Carnell Tate. The fuck is he? Oh my god, he's not even on this list. All right, let me pull him up here.
Okay, I'll just Google him.
I can Google faster than you. I've been doing it longer because I'm older. Carnell Tate is listed 190.63 according to Wikipedia.
Okay, let's see. Mike, what's your guess? 190.457. What's your size speed score there?
Like a 75?
87.
Okay, wow. I expect him to run a little faster, but the reason I bring that up is because it's funny that you find out that like combine measurements are one thing, but then teams can just be like, nah, That's wrong.
He's got field speed. That's
Well, no, because apparently a lot of teams also do their own timing.
because there's different timings that people do.
Right. And so they're like, he ran a 4.5, I'm pretty sure it's like 4.57. And then there was reports where it was like, some people clocked him at like a 4.46. Like, what? That's a big fucking difference.
Huh. I'm seeing here that the Raiders clocked him at a 4.35.
Or even,
Interesting.
maybe it was a 4, it may not have been 4.46. It could have been like 4.6. I think it was actually 4.6, 4.7. But still, a notable difference. And I was like, all right, so basically what you're telling me is all these numbers that I just looked, they mean nothing. It all means fucking nothing. Just forget it. All my papers I have, they're useless. But in speaking to Carnell Tate, he did look good. I've really warmed up on this wide receiver class.
I don't want any of these guys in the first 15 picks. That's the problem.
So, there's not that kind of dude here. I say first 15. I personally, even Carnell Tate is great, but I don't personally see there is a true top 10 wide receiver in this draft. Now, some teams, they have their sliders set differently. 6, 7. Anyway, where they put more need on or more value into team need than other teams, and so we could see Tate go in the top 10. But I don't think there's one in this draft. But there's some good talent, more than I thought there was. I think at some point during the NFL season, I made a comment about this wide receiver class being underwhelming, and there are guys in there who went out there, had some really good days. If you're going to go back and like watch a drill, because I know we're going long in the segment, so I'll try to speed it up here. If you're going to go back and look at this class, yeah, you can look at 40 times, but fuck, they're wide receivers. They all run fast. Newsflash. The gauntlet drill, right? I like this drill.
Okay.
It's the one where people have probably seen this one, like in clips where
Or
you
they
literally
could
just
Google it.
run straight. No, you just run down in a straight line and you're turning from side to side, catching balls. The catching the balls are important, yes, but the other thing people are looking for is that you run in a straight line and you're not zigzagging. And so that's a good one to watch, because there's a lot of guys who ran that with just like steady, boom, down the line, catch. Malachi Lemon, I've had my question marks about him. He had a great combine. I'm huge on Jalen Lane.
Not Jalen Lane. Jalen Lane got drafted last year.
Yeah, Jacoby Lane. His teammate at USC, who I texted you about, who also had a great combine. Denzel Boston, another good name that showed out. And Casey Concepcion also looked really good. And people stopped picking on him. Did you see this? People picked on Casey Concepcion online because he has a stutter.
Oh, that's mean. Come on.
It was very mean. He
That's
posted
mean.
like an inspirational Instagram post about it, so it's all good.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're going on this wide receiver class. I'm just going to go through the list here. You tell me where the first wide receiver gets taken. All right?
Wait.
No, I'm not waiting. I'm just going to go through. I'm going through the draft here.
All right.
Number 1, Las Vegas. Yes or no?
No. Now
Number
I see.
2,
I wasn't sure how you were asking that. No.
Number 3, Arizona.
No.
Number 4, Tennessee.
Nope.
Number 5, New York. The Giants.
Nope.
Number 6, the Browns.
Do you want me to save you time here?
No, we're doing it this way.
Okay.
Now you want to save time. Motherfucker talked about linebacker and defensive line 40 times for 30 minutes of a podcast. Now he's like,
the Browns I could see, but they have so many other important things, so I'll say no.
Number 7, the Washington Commanders.
No.
Number 8, the New Orleans Saints.
No.
Number 9, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's probably the earliest I would guess there. The Chiefs are also about to be down a bunch of free agents though, so maybe not. But Chiefs, yes. Cincinnati, no. Miami, maybe I would say. But outside of that, no one in the top 15. Like Baltimore, I guess you can make an argument for, but
yeah,
they got Zay Flowers, and they love old wide receivers.
And Baltimore and Philly they're the two teams sort of just waiting for that one defensive player that other GMs are stupid and don't take, and they'll scoop them up then, which there could be a good amount of them in this draft. All right, so I'll rapid fire a couple more position groups, and the TLDR, the main headline. 1, tight end. It's Kenyon Sadiq and a bunch of jabronis. Kenyon Sadiq is unreal. 6'3", 241. Dear God, is this dude athletic? He ran a 4.39. He weighs 241 fucking pounds, people.
Big
That
man
is
moving.
insane. There are wide receivers who have 50 less pounds on them who ran slower than this dude. So he
Talk about Cardinal Tate.
absolutely crushed it. Running back, I said it on a maybe last pod or before it, that I have this weird mentality of fast guys run when it comes to whether or not you do the 40. Sure, there are some dudes who it's like it really doesn't affect my draft stock, but also at the end of the day, fast guys run. Jeremiah Love is hands down going to be the first one off the board. He ran a 4.36. Suck it, people. He's that good. And that showed through in the rest of the drills. Like he's a top RB.
Mike Washington
I
Jr.
guess we'll
Gotta talk about him.
Who? Oh, Mike Washington.
Mike Washington.
So Mike Washington Jr., who ran a 4.33, was funny because Taylon Green, the QB from Arkansas, also popped off at the combine. And so all of Fayetteville, all Arkansas fans were like, why did we suck so bad?
Can we do 3 minutes on Taylon Green real quick? Because what is Taylon Green? Like, so size speed score 125. 125. That's the highest number we've had. His relative athletic score 9.99. But what is he? Is he a quarterback in the NFL?
Well, he's a quarterback in college. I thought we were past this with the way the game's changed. We were past the whole that guy played quarterback, but people think he's so athletic he should just not be a quarterback in the NFL. I thought that we were done dealing with that with Lamar. I thought he was the last one.
Looking at his numbers, he's just not a very good quarterback is the problem.
He's not the best.
Yeah. So it's not like the Lamar thing was insulting because Lamar was like a Heisman winner and a like the best quarterback in that draft by some argument, like going into the draft.
Yeah. I mean,
for his career, Taylon Green, 59 touchdowns, 35 interceptions.
Yeah.
60% completion, 24 and 22, most of which those wins were at Boise State.
Yeah, and he had the last 2 years at Arkansas. He I don't think he's an NFL quarterback, I'll be totally honest with you.
Yeah.
Freak
so
athlete.
What is he?
Yeah, maybe if he decides like fine, I'll do something different, but like I mean in college you can get by more on pure athleticism and he can throw the ball real far, or he's really athletic and can throw the ball at the same time. You can get by on that more without some of the other things. But also Arkansas sucked the last few years, so they didn't really get by with it, I guess, now that I think about it. So yeah, I mean he had a great combine from the athleticism standpoint, but he kind of is who he is. He's not going to be an NFL quarterback, in my opinion.
So yeah, there you have it. He's not an NFL quarterback.
Maybe
is he an NFL tight end?
No.
He's 6'6".
No, 235. Yeah.
Yeah, but is he a Taysom Hill? Is he a gadget player? Is it like someone that Shanahan's going to draft and he's going to have like 500 yards receiving, 500 yards rushing, and 150 yards passing somehow?
Maybe he could be a gadget guy. You don't take gadget guys in the first day or two. Probably take them in day 3, but
yeah, probably day 3.
Yeah, that's when I pick my guys who I'm like, there's about 3 to 5 games every game. I'm gonna whip them out. Save those for day 3.
Is he like plus Taysom Hill? Is that like his high upside?
I guess I don't see that happening. It sounds like I thought I remember them saying in interviews he was very like, or when talking to me he was like, I want to play quarterback. So if like that's the case, like he's gonna try to play quarterback and it's just not gonna work in the NFL.
His best game, from what I'm seeing here, was against Pine Bluff as a college player.
Oh, you're not looking at the past year, but yeah. He started out the season pretty relatively hot, and then it just
beat the shit out of Oklahoma's dog shit defense the next week too.
What year are you looking at?
I don't know. 2023. I don't know why. I don't know why 2023 was what popped up. I don't know why 2023 was what popped up there.
I don't know either. Speaking of quarterback, though, Ty Simpson locked it down. He's the second QB off the board, and that's not changing. So,
what was his weekend like? Was it just the throwing drills that made you believe in him?
Yeah.
Did he go in there? Did he explain really well why he didn't transfer ever? People are weird about that, dude. People are so weird about that. they're like, nah, if he was really that good, he would have transferred. It started.
Nah, I mean, but there's like a flip side to that where you could be like, no, this guy didn't want to do the whole changing teams thing. He's Crimson Tide. He wanted to leave his legacy like that. Now he believes in himself and he's on to the NFL. Like, you could make whatever platitudes you want.
Yeah, I know, but there was people that were being real weird about the fact that he didn't transfer to start. Did he not do any drills? Did he just throw? Like, he didn't do any of the testing?
No, he didn't do any of the testing. He just did the on the field drills, and he looked very good.
Yeah, throwing without any defenders, not wearing pads.
Yeah,
looked good doing that.
To be totally honest with you, if I'm a quarterback, unless you're like, man, I really need to try to make a jump up these draft boards. I don't know why you would do the 40s and the broads and the 20 and that stuff. I don't see the point in it. Unless you're like, I'm saying, if you're a QB who's like, oh, once they see how athletic I am, that stuff is going to boost my draft stock. I don't know why else you would do it. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Also, I don't know if I said this earlier, but the QBs ruined the day. I did. I said that, yeah, because they were the first position group who didn't set the record for highest average at the 40. Everywhere else was very fast.
I'm going to blame Luke Altmaier for that, for running a 4.72 40.
You're not going to blame Joe Fagnano?
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 You're
not going to blame the Connecticut quarterback in his 4.83?
Wait, what was that?
What?
You said 4.83?
Yeah.
That cannot be real.
Yeah, Joe Fagnano threw
4.83. Why is he not the lowest relative athletic score here? Hold on, we got to look at this
like,
guy.
My God, he's fast as the wind.
He has an 8.55 relative athletic score. Oh, because his vertical and broad jump are ridiculous.
Yeah.
4.83. Oh, he's 226 pounds.
Yeah. Speaking of vertical,
wait. Oh, he's 6'3". I read that wrong. For a second, I thought he was 6'8".
No, that'd be ridiculous. He's playing the wrong sport. If you're 6'8" and you're playing football, brother. Speaking of vertical, and this goes to like where there's gonna be some players in this draft that like NFL GMs are gonna have to like take their scouts and like duct tape them to a chair and be like, I don't care about like this thing or that thing that you're telling me. It's D'Angelo Pons. I get it. He's short. That dude crushed all of his drills and looked great. The corner out of Indiana. And I don't care if he's short. The dude jumped 43.5 on his vertical.
So I'm seeing here, it's pronounced Joe Fagnano. Apparently the G is silent.
Fagnano. Oh, okay, gotcha. I apologize.
And may I follow this up with, according to the Relative Athletic Score website, can I give you his Relative Athletic Score comps, Mike?
Sure.
Hey, let me get this from you first. Let me read you off his measurables. 6'3", 226, 4.83 40, 35-inch vertical, 9.10 broad jump.
Okay.
Given that information, so great broad jump, terrible 40, although Relative Athletic Score has it graded as okay, and his size 6'3", 226. Who would you guess? I'll give you a hint. He has only one current quarterback as a Relative Athletic Score comp. Who would you guess is his Relative Athletic Score comp?
So like the height is a little smaller, but I want to say Davis Mills.
Nope, not Davis Mills. You're thinking a little too unathletic.
A little too unathletic? Okay, so we're going to go a little more athletic, and we'll say...
He had an 8.55 Relative Athletic Score.
Okay.
Because he had the ridiculous vertical and broad.
Is it a starting QB? Is it a backup QB?
Is a starting QB.
Is a starting QB.
Yeah.
I don't know. My brain's not working.
Dak Prescott.
Wow.
Dak Prescott tested extremely similarly to Joe Fagnano. Although the person who tested the most similarly, as we all would assume, Jay Cutler.
Dude, I will always have time for Smoking Jay. Shout out Smoking Jay. What was I talking about? Oh, D'Angelo Pons. He's the best corner in this draft. Suck it, Mansour Delane. I don't want to hear about it. D'Angelo Pons is the best corner in this draft. I don't care that he's 5'9". That dude's a dog.
Wait, can we? I know that you're talking about other things, but can we go back and talk about the quarterback class for a second here?
Oh my God! All right, fine.
Oh yeah, because people are really clicking on this because they want to hear about the fucking corners.
You should.
Mike,
there's more corners in this class that are going to start and have like decent NFL careers than there are quarterbacks.
I need you to stop talking about cornerbacks. Mike,
Okay, fine.
what happened with Diego Pavia? Why are people even more out on Diego Pavia now?
He didn't. I mean, he didn't throw great. I mean, just
Like, what do you mean he didn't throw great? Like, he overthrew. Was he like actually just bad at throwing?
Yeah, he was just off on his accuracy. I mean, you go to these, you go to the combine. There's some drills they're having these QBs run where they want to see. They're looking for, and a lot of times they're looking for like anticipation. You know, in college you can get by being like, hey, that guy's open, I'm gonna hit him. You can't do that in the NFL. You got to anticipate where your guy's going to be, and you got to get it there. But at the same time, he's going to get there, and he just didn't really show to have a knack for that. I mean, I think one of his first throwing drills, he just completely like overthrew the dude. It wasn't catchable.
I'm very out on Diego Pavia, but can I read you the final paragraph on his Wikipedia page?
What?
After finishing second in the Heisman vote, Pavia posted a photo to social media with the caption, "Fuck all the voters, but family for life." He also attended a nightclub party where he gestured towards a sign that read, "Fuck Indiana." Pavia subsequently apologized right on X that he had much love and respect for the Heisman voters, while calling Mendoza an elite competitor and a deserved winner of the award.
Yeah, and he's been tight with Johnny Manziel. They're boys now, so.
Jesus, that's such a yikes.
Yeah.
Is it because Johnny Manziel thinks they're the same age?
Yeah.
He's like, this is my contemporary. It's my buddy. You know, we're both in our mid-30s.
The funny thing is that, well, apparently he grew, by the way.
To 5'9" and 7/5 or whatever.
He measured to like a solid 5'10" or something. He got taller at the combine somehow.
There's no fucking way.
Yep, he measured different at the combine. But the funny thing is, like, the accuracy and like how he did at the combine, some of the throws was like, God damn, that ball had some smoke on it. So if he was like 6'3", teams would be like, we could make this work. Like that would I feel like that would overshadow his size. If he had a better frame, I feel like he could, in the eyes of draft scouts, could overcome some of his other shortcomings. Unintended. But not in this case. So yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be like very good at quarterback is part of the problem.
He's great college quarterback.
He's a great college quarterback. I think that's indicative of what we should expect out of him. I'm not out here being like, Diego Pavia sits behind someone for a few years, because he won't be able to see the film behind someone, Mike. He's too small. They'll block out the whole screen in front of him.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to talk about the cornerback class? Mansour Delane, you hate him? You think he's bad? What we're talking about?
You shout all over it, so I guess not. So I guess we're just done.
Lorenzo Styles. Lorenzo Styles, Mike. Lorenzo Styles Jr. Pretty good combine?
Freakishly athletic, yeah.
Yeah, relative athletic score, 996. Let's play this game again, Mike. Give me one of his comps. He has two who are currently in the NFL by relative athletic score. His relative athletic score, a 996 out of 10. They gave him an elite speed grade. He did not do a broad jump, but his vertical is 912. And he is 6 foot, 194.
194. Yeah. 99 something score.
6 foot, 194. I believe the guy who he is comp to here is much bigger, but let me double check that. Much taller, I should say. Let me see, Mike. Nope, the guy he is comp to is the same height. He just has really long arms.
Starting corner.
He has He has three starting corners that he's comp to. Two of which were from the same draft.
Christian Benford,
not a bad guess. Well, it is a bad guess because it's not one of them on this list. Quinyon Mitchell is his closest score.
Oh.
Quinyon Mitchell.
Just to clarify, this is a comparison strictly on athletic score, right?
Yeah, relative athletic score.
Okay, good. All right, just want to make sure we got that nailed down.
Yeah. But I didn't know Quinyon Mitchell was only 6 foot. He looks taller than that. It's because he got those Kevin Durant arms. He's got those long ass arms.
Short little fuck. Can Quinyon run a 4.27? I don't think so.
He ran a 4.33.
Like I said, not a 4.27, buddy.
Not a 4.27. If he ran a 4.26, would you still take the W on that?
Yeah, I guess.
Who impressed you on the bench press? You give a shit about the bench press at all?
I don't give a shit about the bench press.
Me
I look at all of it like it's Kevin Durant. It don't fucking matter. the bench press.
Well, it definitely wouldn't matter if you were going to play forward in the NBA. It probably matters a little bit for offensive and defensive line.
For some positions, but like other like, I mean, Kenyon Sadiq did 26, pretty good. Let's see who had the most reps on the bench. David Gusta, defensive tackle, Kentucky, had 37.
37 at 225, right? They do 225 pounds.
I think that's what they do. 225. Yeah.
All right, Mike. We're gonna do a gym quiz here. You have the bar, right? You have the bar, no weights on it.
Yeah.
How many weights do you have to add to that bar? How many plates do you have to add to that bar to get 225?
1 second.
So Mike's pretending he knows how many plates or how much plates weigh.
To get 225, 5 bars.
5 bars.
Mm-hmm.
You have to add 5 bars to the bar.
No, not 5 bars. You have to have 5 plates.
5 plates total or 5 plates per side?
5 plates per side because they're 45-pound plates.
Yeah, so you're bad at math. It's 4 plates because the bar weighs 45 pounds.
But no, I was good at math. I just didn't include the 45 pound. But also kind of bad at
Can I ask you
math,
this? Can I ask you this, Mike?
Yeah.
Let's say you were right. Let's say it was 5 plates. How are they oriented at? Is it 3 on one side and 2 on the other?
No,
they're just gonna be listing off to one side.
I was thinking because what I was thinking was, all right, 5 plates. They're 45 times 5. That's 225. We nailed it. And then I don't know why I said 5 plates each side. That'd be fucking impressive.
Yeah.
How many people can do that?
But also like if it was 5 plates total, it'd be 3 on one side and 2 on the other.
And that would be lopsided.
Yeah, that'd be lopsided.
So,
should we do a gym quiz every week for the off season? You think?
I think the takeaway is that I knew the plates are 45 pounds each, and that's pretty impressive, ladies. Okay.
I think I don't work out, but I do know things about working out.
I know how heavy the big plate is. 45 pounds.
While I pull up something here, you want to guess what the smallest plate you can get in most gyms is? How much does the smallest plate weigh, Mike, for our second gym quiz of the week?
I'm gonna say 10.
10 as the smallest plate.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were going up in bench press and you wanted to go down
fives, it's 5.
Fives.
It's 5.
So if you want to go down 1 increment from 225, you would take 2 5s off and you'd be at 215.
Yeah.
I'll give you credit. The smallest one's 2.5, but 10 I was going to make fun of you. I think 5's close enough.
If I'm at the gym and some dude's like, "Oh, I felt good. I think I'm gonna up the weight." Grab me a couple 2.5s. I think I'd kick him in the balls.
You're literally saying, you know what I would hate about going to the gym is the way people go to the gym. That's what everyone does. Everyone does the 2.5 pound plates, Mike.
I'm a naturally judgmental person internally.
Did we talk about offensive line at all?
We didn't. We didn't talk too much offensive line.
Should we talk about the crazy Monroe Freeling combine?
Crazy in what sense?
In the sense that he seems to be the most athletic offensive lineman to ever walk the face of the earth?
I guess. I don't care about my offensive lineman being athletic. I don't.
I think offensive linemen are the position I care the second most about them being athletic.
Really?
I think number one,
he's only 315 pounds.
Number 1 is pass rusher. Number 2, offensive line. Listen. He's 6'7", 315. He's got to pack on some weight. But still,
He's got to put on some weight.
He still had a 33.5 vert, 907 broad. He had a 4.93 40 at 315. And his 10-yard split was a 1.71.
Yeah, I just can't get excited because my offensive
He's gonna get bullied. Yeah, he's gonna get bullied.
He can jump so high in the air.
Right, but it's a measure.
What play am I calling where I need my offensive lineman to jump in the sky?
It's a measure of explosiveness.
But there's other better ways I feel like you can judge explosiveness. Like,
for instance, a broad jump.
Not even that. You can just watch game tape and see explosiveness. And how they move off, once the ball snaps, how they move off the line. There's my explosiveness.
This is my complaint with the combine in general.
I don't need to make the fat fuck jump in the sky to find that out.
This is I thought you said he was too skinny. This is my issue with the combine in general is that it's all just double counting stats. We're all double counting things we already know about these people.
Yeah.
Let's close out the segment with this. Give me like 4 people, 4 risers and 4 fallers from the combine. If you were drafting. or one. You can give me one.
I got my risers. I already said Lee Hunter. I thought Dalen Everett, the corner out of Georgia, had a really good combine. And so I think he should be a riser.
Okay, give me your 4 biggest risers. We don't have to do fallers. We can be positive on this, but give me your 4 biggest risers. Yeah.
I mean, I guess that could be rising from way down to, up in the third round. Like I think people will get very infatuated with Zane Durant's athleticism. I think he did himself very well at the combine. Like I already said, Dalen Everett had a very good day. VJ Payne out of the safety out of Kansas State. I'll throw him out there too. And then let's go ahead and go with Xavier Thomas, the wide receiver out of LSU. Looks very good. Very fast and looked very good on some of the drills.
Do you think it's affected at all Ruben Bain's draft stock? Since he has the short little arms.
I think Bain is going to be one of those examples when is the draft? April. So we got like another roughly 2 months. We're going to hear all this talk about Bain short arms. So-and-so could go before him. So-and-so could go before him. And then come draft night, he's the first one off the board in the top 5. And we're like, yep, it just went the way we thought.
Did any of so just talk about fallers here real quick. Luke Altmaier, did that affect his draft stock at all?
I mean, I thought Luke Altmaier, based on how he played at Illinois, that there was a chance, depending on how the pre-draft process went, he could move up some boards. But yeah, he didn't do himself any favors. I wouldn't. He's not a guy who has any other upside to overcome the other things. Like you look at like a Drew Aller, right? And you watch him and you see some good throws, you see some of those really bad throws, some of the things he doesn't do well, but you're like, God damn, like that frame, that athleticism, what he could do. If I can work on the other things, like goddamn, this guy maybe he could work out. I don't think he will personally, but like you can sell yourself on that. Luke Altmaier, it's like, all right, I need you to be just like fucking nails in the pocket, drop back. The second, your foot lands on that 3rd or 5th step, you're delivering the ball where it needs to be. And if you can't do that, then there's nothing else I can sell myself on to make up for not being able to do those other things.
And like I said, I don't want to do a whole risers and fallers thing here, but I got one more question for you as a Notre Dame fan, and a player that I've been interested in the pre-draft process as a Washington Commanders fan, a team that needs a wide receiver. How the fuck did Malachi Fields run such a terrible 40 and have generally not a great combine from the measurables, and yet he averaged 17.5 yards a reception last season?
Dude, that is interesting. I was really I was upset because Malachi Fields had a great Senior Bowl practices, and I thought he got himself a lot of goodwill, and then he didn't really crush the combine. So I can't really explain that one. I mean, he's got good size. Ignore the 40 speed and look at his ability to get separation, and maybe has a better breakaway speed. I don't really know.
I don't hate him as a person.
You don't even know him.
I've no reason to hate him.
I was gonna say.
I don't hate him as like a Puka Nacua style day 2 pick who you're like, this is gonna be our wide receiver 2, and he comes in and you're like, oh fuck, like this guy's better than we thought. Like I think I'm not a gambling man anymore, but if I was, right after the draft, if I liked his landing spot, I'd put some money on his rookie of the year odds. I'm not saying that it's a good chance. We haven't had a quarterback rookie in the year. We'll be coming up on this year. We missed a year on it, so I think people are chomping at the bit to get another quarterback rookie of the year. But if he lands in the right spot where you trust the quarterback and you don't love the receiver situation in front of him, I wouldn't hate a Malachi Fields rookie of the year bet coming out of the draft.
Yeah,
because he was just fucking productive, and his measurables looked bad, but he was just you know what I like is when a guy plays D1 football at a premium program and is productive.
Yeah, and also I'd say, I just looked up the exact date, March 24th. That's Notre Dame's pro day. If he takes that 4.61 and can bring it down somehow magically to 4.5, I think that changes things a lot.
Yeah.
You can drop a second off that somehow.
Get it under the round number. That's kind of the important thing.
Yeah. Like once you get to like 4-6, all of a sudden it's like, can you play wide receiver? So get under that, buddy.
Any final combine thoughts you got for us?
No, I love how when they get picked up on the mic, the dudes running the drills, like hearing them speak are always very interesting. Like for example, like on the 40, like there's like 5-minute process where they're explaining it to the dudes beforehand. And the guy's like, all right, you bring your arm back, you gotta hold it for a few seconds. He was like, if you do this, the sensors are going to pick it up as a rolling start, or they're going to pick it up as that. I'm going to blow the whistle because I want you to get the best time you can get. So there's dudes who are like, they like bring their arm back and go flying too soon. He'd blow the whistle. He'd be like, all right, I'll tell you, you bring that offhand back, hold for 3 seconds. Like, you're good. You're going to do great. You're fast. This is your moment. I was like, God damn, this guy's the most supportive man in the world.
Yeah, I kind of want to just hire him to sit on the couch while we do the podcast.
Yeah, he goes over like all these things he's gonna do. Like, I'm gonna blow the whistle if this happens because it's gonna hurt your time. I want you to have the best time, so you guys look fast because you are fast. I was like, all right, buddy.
All right, Mike. We don't have time to do our draft this week. Good news is free agency doesn't. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do a free agency draft. That's fine. The good news is, free agency doesn't start until next Wednesday, so a week from Wednesday. So we'll just do the draft next week. I did want to hit some headlines on the way out the door here before we
sounds good.
we finish up. First off, the Houston Texans traded for David Montgomery.
I saw that.
They traded Juice Scruggs and 2 draft picks for David Montgomery, a 2026 fourth and a 2027 7th round pick. Can I, if you will allow me, may I say my famous catchphrase?
What?
Does Nick Caserio fucking suck? Like, okay, you drafted Juice Scruggs. It didn't work out. You got off him. I get that. But you traded an offensive lineman and 2 picks for an aging running back who was the second best back in his own backfield. When you have a guy who might actually be good in your own backfield already. And it's running back. The draft is in a month. Just draft a fucking running back in the 5th round. That 24 or the 2026 fourth you traded away, just use that on a running back. Keep Juice Scruggs. Keep the 7th. What are we fucking doing here?
Right. I do think something about trading away an offensive lineman to get a running back seems very like weird to me. Because like, the guy who blocks and creates holes for that dude, let's also get rid of one of them. I don't know. For something that doesn't it's just weird to me. But it also. Yeah, Woody Marks, maybe he could be something. We hope so. He had his moments in his rookie year. I'm not ready to sign off. He's going to be a dude, a bona fide RB1. But still, David Montgomery doesn't have Jahmyr Gibbs in Houston. And that's where David Montgomery value is, right. I think, being the other guy to the guy.
Right. And by the way, they weren't done there. They also traded away Titus Howard.
Yeah,
their offensive tackle from last year, to the Browns, who are promptly going to sign him to a 3-year, $63 million extension. They traded away 2 offensive linemen last year, too. Do the Texans know that you need good offensive linemen to field a football team? Are they aware of this odd quirk in the NFL?
Yeah, they traded away Tunsil last year, right?
They traded away Tunsil, and they traded away another player on their offensive line.
Yeah. And they brought in Ariante Essery, in the draft last year. But still, right. I don't entirely know what they're doing. That's not offensive line's not somewhere you want to fuck around with. So I'm not entirely sure. I do think it was interesting, the Titus Howard trade, which is interesting because it was is that a good trade? Is that a bad trade? And then once Cleveland immediately signed him to an extension, I was like, he must at least be pretty good.
I like how we're to the point where we're like, well, if Cleveland signed to him an extension, he must be good.
No, it's definitely not a Cleveland thing. It was just when a team trades for someone and then immediately inks the extension, it's well, they must feel pretty confident in that guy.
I just want to point out
difference of opinion.
By PFF grade, Titus Howard was on last season not only their best offensive lineman, but their best offensive lineman by 10 percentage points. by 10 points. He was the best offensive lineman according to PFF grade.
Yeah.
He allowed 0 sacks on the year. The guy you brought in to replace him now, it seems like, Arante Essery, allowed 8 sacks, 11 hits, 30 hurries for a total of 49 pressures.
Yeah. I don't really know what Houston is doing. But who did they fire? They just fired, was it the QB's coach?
God, that whole thing's a mess.
They fired
They fired their offensive
coach.
coordinator, obviously, leaving the season.
Right. Well, last year they axed Bobby Slowick. And then just recently, I feel like they fired another.
Yeah, they fired their QB coach, Gerard Johnson.
That's it, yeah. And I thought it was funny because I was like, oh, last year it was Bobby Slowick's fault. Now it's Gerard Johnson's fault.
Yeah. I'm just saying, at what point is it Nick Caserio's fault? That's what I want to know. Also, Nick Caserio is a fucking stock bro, and that should be the biggest red flag on earth. He just keeps talking about investments, and every time someone asks him a question, he's like, well, in the stock market. It's like, yeah, maybe if you stop paying so much attention to the stock market, you'd be able to run an NFL team effectively.
Yeah, it's too bad. Like, Stroud is going the route he's going. Because really, like, all of his draft picks, if Stroud just continued to play like he did as a rookie, Caserio would never have to worry about his job for the rest of his life. Because he'd be like, I drafted C.J. Stroud, though. I drafted C.J. Stroud.
He would have had, to his name, he would have had traded away Deshaun Watson for an absolute haul. Drafted Stroud, Will Anderson, and Kamari Lassiter signed Derek Stingley to a bargain bin contract, brought in Danielle Hunter. Like, he would have had a really good resume. He drafted Azeez Al-Shaair. Like, he would have had a really good resume. It's just, you know what he keeps fucking up is wide receiver, offensive line, and now seemingly quarterback. So congratulations on your defense, Nick Caserio. Maybe you should have just hired someone to be the offensive GM, and you could have been the defensive GM.
Would be an idea.
Speaking of GMs who might suck, Washington Commanders are going to cut Marshawn Lattimore before the league year begins, which will save them $18.5 million in salary cap, but it will not bring back. It will not bring back the picks that they traded for him.
No,
the third, fourth, and sixth round picks that they traded for him will not come back when you cut him.
I can't wait to like go back in time and look at that, and then it turns out like that 6th round pick ended up being like a Hall of Famer. You're like, God damn it.
That's what I did with the Nick Caserio fucking sucks article when I went through and I looked at all the Deshaun Watson picks, and there was like 4 good players taken with those. Like, good job, but like a lot of these times you can kind of talk to yourself and be like, well, how many of these picks really work out? But it really only takes one being good for you to be like, oh, you were on the wrong side of that trade.
Well, yeah, I mean, we already talked about like Caserio like did great on the Deshaun Watson trade, and then he crushed it that one draft because he brought in Stroud, Anderson, Lassiter. Yeah, and then it's just kind of like slowly been like downhill since then.
By the way, speaking of the Commanders, they're cutting Lattimore. They'll also be cutting Tyler Biadasz, who was like a really good offensive lineman. So I don't know what they're doing there either. I like how they're like, all right, well, you know, we had a real rough year last year. What was working for us? The offensive line? Offensive line had a pretty good year. Yeah, why don't we get rid of one of those guys then? Like, what the fuck, man?
I'm looking right now.
It saves them $2.885 million in cap space, but like $8.3 million in money or in cash.
Well, that's like where it got me going. It's like, all right, who's that? Who are the free agents they're spending this money on that they had to free it up for?
I don't know, man. I don't know what the plan is here. Like, it leads me to believe that maybe there's some issues with the ownership liquidity, because both of these cuts make sense in terms of how much cash is it saving. And for those of you who don't know, the NFL, you have to have a certain percentage of your guaranteed money that you owe players in escrow. It has to be liquid money. Yeah. So it could be that they're cutting these people because they cannot put together enough liquid cash to support the cap. Okay. And if that's what's happening,
that's an interesting point.
I'm a little worried about this team turning into Cincinnati, because that's Cincinnati's issue. That's Las Vegas's issue. Just saying, a little bit worried about that. A little bit worried.
I think that's actually pretty good. That's actually a very interesting, like, point that I've never even considered.
The money in escrow?
Yeah.
I'm a very smart guy, Mike. I'm a very smart guy.
You have your moments. I'll give you that.
And the other one is Juwan Johnson's getting cut. That'd be the other news item that we know so far. Or Juwan Taylor, not Juwan Johnson. It'd be crazy if Juwan Johnson got cut. Juwan Taylor's getting cut from God damn it, Kansas City. And then did we already talk about this? The two players that got franchise tagged, George Pickens and Kyle Pitts. Franchise tag's kind of going the way of the transition tag almost. Like it just feels like less and less people are using it. You either get your extension done a year early, or you know that someone's going to walk.
Yeah. Also, I do wonder how many like owners and GMs are like, we could franchise tag them, but do we want to deal with that headache? Because it's very rare any player ever gets tagged and is like, cool, all right.
Which really does bring up a great point, Mike. Like that's a great piece of information, because if I said, all right, Mike, blind question for you. You don't get to know who. All you know is one owner tagged someone and then talked to the media constantly throughout the contract negotiation. Who would you guess that owner was?
That sounds like Jerry Jones to me.
It sure does, Mike, doesn't it? Doesn't that sound like a Jerry Jones thing to do?
It sounds like a Jerry Jones thing to do.
You want to rattle off here real quick? If you just had to take your first coach fired next year, who would you take?
Zach Taylor. It has to happen eventually.
No, he survived the storm, man. He's the longest tenured coach in the AFC North. He ain't going nowhere.
It has to eventually happen.
I'm going Dan Quinn. I think that there's a lot of signs here that Dan Quinn's seat is increasingly hot, or that maybe Adam Peters' seat is also increasingly hot. And how does a GM save their job, Mike?
Firing the coach.
By firing the coach. It was all the coach's fault. It was Dan Quinn's fault. Adam Peters, I gave him a great roster. Look, off his own incompetence, we still made it to the NFC Championship game.
I mean, you got to pull the Bane card, you know? They expect one of us in the wreckage, brother. That's what you got to do. I will say that might be a good sign for you as a Commies fan if new ownership, I can't remember the guy's name. What is it?
Josh Harris.
Josh Harris, okay.
Harris.
For him to not get swept up in like that first year and to be willing to be like, 2 years later, it's not working. It's definitely time to just move on from whether it's Peters or Quinn, yeah.
They did kind of get swept in. I mean, they traded a bunch of picks for Marshawn Lattimore and Laremy Tunsil. Laremy Tunsil worked out great. We're gonna end up giving Laremy Tunsil the most money at offensive tackle, and I'm happy with that. Yeah. Any other news items, Mike? Anything else we need to talk about here?
I think you hit them all except I think you got them all.
All right.
Geno Smith might be out there available.
Sure. I mean,
that's the other thing I saw that we didn't talk about.
We'll do our free agency draft next week, and that'll give us plenty of time to talk about all the free agents on the docket, and maybe enough time for them to get re-signed with their teams, or us find out someone else is getting cut and add some more players to the pool. But with that, Mike, we have one more segment to play, as we do every week. A little game called Prospect Wordle. Prospect Wordle. Prospect Wordle is a game we play here where Mike has 6 opportunities to guess a prospect that I have selected beforehand. Before each guess, Mike gets a hint. Those hints in order are height and weight, draft day, class or times transferred, position, conference, and finally, team. With that, Mike, are you ready for the first March edition of the 2026 Prospect Wordle?
March, St. Patty's month. I'm feeling lucky. I think I'm getting this in 3 guesses. Let's go.
All right. Mike, this player is 5'11", 200 pounds. 5'11",
200?
200 pounds.
That's got, I mean, there's so many positions that could be on second.
With Diego Pavia, this could be quarterback.
No, it's way too small. Yeah, Pavia. 5'11"? What kind of lifts is he wearing? Let's go. We'll start running back. Let's go Jonah Coleman out of Washington.
No. It is, in fact, not Jonah Coleman out of Washington. 5'11", 200 pounds.
Are you sure? Do you want to
let me double check? Hold on. No, it is not Jonah Coleman out of Washington. Right. My notes now look ridiculous, though. 5'11", 200. Mike, currently this player is mocked by PFF to be a day 2 pick, which means he is between the 33rd and 96th pick in the draft.
33rd, 96th pick in the draft. Okay. Are we sticking running back, Mike? Are we going to change it up? 5'11", 200 could easily be a receiver. Could easily be a DB in today's day and age. I'm going to stick one more running back here.
Mm-hmm.
I think he might be a little too stocky for 200. I'm going to say Jadarian Price.
It is not. Well, I believe we've done Jadarian Price before in Prospect Wordle, but I'm not sure. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do next year after this year's draft. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna make a spreadsheet. I'll put everyone. Yeah. I'll put everyone down that we do.
It's a good idea.
Mike, would you like to know class or times transferred for this player?
Times transferred.
5'11", 200, day 2 pick, 0 transfers.
Zero transfers.
You have to get it here to be right about your Babe Ruth-esque calling your shot play at the start.
2 pick. That's second or third round. I got one name in mind, but he could be first. I'd have to double check what draft boards are thinking. Okay, so we're gonna switch over to wide receiver.
Okay.
And we're gonna say Jeremy Bernard out of Alabama.
No. 5'11", 200, day 2 pick, 0 transfers. Mike, this player plays running back.
I was right with running back. I knew it.
Running back.
All right. Not Jonah Coleman. Not Jadarian Price.
You can guess him if you would like.
I'm not going to.
Yeah, I don't feel like that'd be a great move. If I'm being honest with you.
No transfers is big here.
I almost did a Trump impression, but we're not doing that anymore, Mike. We don't do the Trump impression anymore.
Let's go with a guy who people thought maybe could be a day 1 pick going into the season, but his entire team went to shit. His coach got fired. His QB got hurt. Let's go with Nick Singleton.
No.
Out of Penn State. No. Are you sure?
I am sure.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do the bid again because it really fucked up my spreadsheet or my sheet when I did it before. 5'11", 200, day 2, 0 transfers, running back. Mike, this player plays in the Big Ten. The Big Ten.
All right.
The Big Ten.
It's not Nick Singleton.
The Big Ten.
It's not Jonah Coleman. Those are both Big Ten.
That's great. You already, by process of elimination, have eliminated several running backs from the Big Ten.
Yeah. I don't think Katron Allen's day 2. I mean, he might be day 2, but I don't know.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, it's the other Penn State running back. Go. Big Ten. Ooh, Big Ten. Emmett Johnson.
Emmett Johnson is correct, Mike.
Yeah!
You have gotten
there we go.
Prospect Wordle in 5 guesses. I went with Emmett Johnson because he had far and away the worst combine.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. 5'1", 202, 16 reps on the bench press, which put him in the 4th percentile for his size.
I'll give him this, though. You got to have a lot of self-confidence to be like, my name is Emmett, and I'm going to play running back.
Yes. 4'5", 640, once again, at 202 pounds. 7.32 3 cone. You know who would fucking crush him on the 3 cone?
Fucking dude,
JJ McCarthy, buddy.
You know who did crush him as well? I think Haynes King was in the 6s. So
backpedal god, JJ McCarthy. All right, Mike, that's all I got.
Haynes King was Haynes King out of Georgia Tech was the. I did look it up before the pod. It was the fastest QB 3 cone.
Damn, JJ McCarthy rolling over in his grave. That's all I got, Mike. You wanna do any plugs on the way out the door?
Yeah, follow me at. You're gonna do the social plug. Then do that. You saw my text. I sent you that article, right?
Yeah. So you got an article that'll probably be up tomorrow. Although when you're hearing this podcast, it'll be up today because podcast is gonna come out on Tuesday. I got an article, a little recap now that things have settled down on the QB carousel that took place in the college football transfer portal, and I've started working on my next thing, which who knows when it'll be out, but. Keeping a draft season, I thought it'd be fun. Adam, I scoured 10 reputable draft boards to get the consensus top rank player at each position. And I'm going to tell you, true or false, is that actually the best player at that position? Okay. Interesting. That sounds really good, honestly. I want to read that.
Thank you.
Usually I don't want to read your articles. I just have to.
That's mean.
I'm kidding. I love reading your articles, Mike. Calm down. Anything else? Anything else you need to plug?
Thanks it.
All right. Well, yeah, like Mike said, socials are in the description if you would like to follow us. You can, if you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, please go to your podcast platform of choice and rate us 5 stars, 10 stars, 15 stars, 20 stars, 25 stars, 30 stars, however many stars are the maximum amount of stars. If they somehow let you rate above the maximum amount of stars, rate that many stars. If you could hack the website and add in a 6th star, give us all 6 stars. And if you are just listening to this on Spotify, Spotify's algorithm is very good. It'll recommend this podcast to you if you've listened to a few episodes. So be sure you're actually following the show. I get notifications from Spotify every week that tells me that podcasts of our size usually have more followers. So thank you, Spotify. If you are listening to the audio version of this and you want to see our faces or any of our other video content, we are on YouTube at Talent Alone Podcast on YouTube. The link is also in the show notes. During the off season, we stream there. We put up all of our podcasts in a video version there with our faces and sometimes with interesting graphics when Mike remembers to use his OBS digital camera. But we stream there. There you go. There's all the graphics. We stream there. Currently, we're streaming there 2 times a week. That's the plan for the near future. How many of these do you have in the can? Our plan.
I think I still have my Tommy Reese stuff loaded in here. Actually,
that's gonna be in a short that goes up tomorrow. By the way, your Tommy Reese stuff. Nice. We stream there 2 times a week. So if you just like listening to us talk, throw it on in the background. Come out, hang out. We got people in the chat talking to us. We're speedrunning games. We're playing Silent Hill. It's just an opportunity for us to talk a little bit more casually about football. We'll be back on Friday. Episode of Baskey talking hockey. Hockey trade deadline will happen. No interesting trades will happen whatsoever. But we got to talk about these Buffalo Sabres, Mike. It's time to talk about these Buffalo Sabres.
They're in fuego.
They're hot. We're going to talk about hot or not coming out of the Olympics. And with that, Mike, do you have any outstanding NFL Draft Combine shout-outs you want to do on the way out the door here?
Dude, shout out to this guy just because he stands out because he's a thick motherfucker. He's an old school edge rusher. This dude looks like he kind of remind me of like Takeo Spikes. You remember him? Yeah.
That's a great guys name and guys pull.
Yeah. So shout out to Florida Gator, the Titan, Tyreek Sapp.
Hold on, I gotta pull up the picture of
Sapp?
Tyreek Sapp.
I should have called him a T, or tree. I mean, a tree.
A T. T. Man, that is a big boy. Jesus.
A big boy.
Hey, if you guys are still listening, Google Tyreek. He has a 6-pack.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Anyways, let's get out of here.